Hey, g'day everyone, it's Calvin here from Shedding Sheep New Zealand. We're going to do a little bit of an update on what's going on around the place. I'm down in my ewe paddock and I'm going to see who my big ram has painted up. There's already some venison and mutton sausages in the slow cooker for the night. My dog is presently digging a hole underneath the compost bin because mice are starting to come around. The little pigs are growing like weeds. There's a couple, 2 or 3 going to be leaving this week hopefully. I'll just keep cutting down the numbers as the food to stick with the food levels. And my little highline chickens are growing really nicely. I moved the other 2 chickens that were been around the house. They've gone into the paddock, and there's people coming to get 2 lots of chickens in the next couple of weeks, which is nice. Both happen to be sheep farmers, which is really, really nice to be able to help other people out. But I'm down in the paddock to check some red marks. So we're here, we can see there's a new one marked up on the hill there. That one wasn't marked up when I just had a weekend away. And that weekend I got to see Richard Shaw. Hey, come on, come on. Come on. Hello, how's it going? Let's get these ewes up and we will check some red bums. Now I've actually already sold these girls with the red back ends. And I've sold some ewe lambs. Same person is getting both lots, so it's actually quite nice. And it's part of my goal to get very early lambing sheep. Hey Miss Skinny, you're actually on the list of maybe I'll sell you. You're quite nice though, aren't you? Come on. There you go. Hey fatty, why how come there's no marks on you? There you go. And we have 100 odd kilos of ram coming my way. Hey buddy. Come on. Come on. I also, where I bought my little ram from, I watched a person with 300 ewes just call them and they all came down. Where's Granny? I get given a bit of a hard time for having these super friendly sheep. I've decided I'll call them a demonstration flock actually. And but I did this so I could actually do videos with sheep right here and not, there's my sheep way down the back of the paddock. Come Fluffy. She's another demonstration. We're going to see if her fleece falls out as a 4-tooth or as a 2-year-old. Looks like I'm going to be walking. Case you ready, big boy? Do you need a tighten? Well, that's who I thought it was. That's a bit disappointing, miss. She reared a beautiful lamb last year. And you've definitely got a bit of blood around there. A very stocky little lamb, but she's a bit smaller than what I'd really like. Not the worst thing in the world. I'd say you'd lost it, eh? You've got a bit of blood around the back end, miss. Right, off you go. So my big ram, Morty, he went down to Whangamomana to a mate's place, and then Minty went out. What'd you up to, Minty? So the first few ewes he actually marked were still in the end of March. So technically still within my lambing window. However, I am really trying to get those early lambs. and tighten up my lambing window. So that's given me a little bit of room to move if I want to adjust things. A few more options because I've got a few extra sheep. You can see that one down there is really well liked. So that one there, that's a Glen Bray bred ewe, and she just got the red mark pretty much a couple of days after the ram went out, or the ram with the red rattle went out. So over the weekend while I was away, I went actually to do some competitive drifting. I look after the data on a car. I managed to catch up with Richard Morrison from the Gullies, and that was an awesome chat. And then I made it down to Ag Research in Palmerston North and talked to Richard Shaw. Richard Shaw is the senior lab technician for Kala testing in New Zealand, an extremely knowledgeable man on internal parasites on sheep. And I think I'm going to turn that into a podcast because it was quite a long chat and it's all pretty good stuff. And as an act of kindness, Richard gave me a Kala testing kit. Now he pretty much threw me a Kala testing kit and said, here, you work it out and give him some feedback. I've got 18 lambs in that paddock, and 11 lambs in that paddock. So I don't have a lot of lambs. I've got to load them up a little bit. I actually had the ewe lambs pretty much loaded up in the right paddock before I went down, and I've tidied up when I've moved into the present paddock. I'm just going to leave them there for a week, 10 days, to get some pressure on them, and we will do a Kala test. This is why I put the big boy out. He just does not stop. Does his due diligence every day. And I'm just going to have a very quick chat about my plastic clothes. Now these things are actually pretty good. They're light, they're easy to wear, they're cheap, and there's a lot of farmers wearing them, a lot of people wearing them, and you can see why. And this is wool's competitor right here. If we go down here, no, I'm not paying striptease. That I've got to get the right finger, is a merino wool singlet that lives on my base layer when it gets in the cold months because I feel the cold. But this stuff is what wool is competing against, and this is cheap, and this is the problem that we have. Even though it burns, won't get it hot, eh? We burn. Being a mechanic and on a daily life, being a mechanic, you can see there, yep, welding splatter, burn straight through it. It really does have its downfalls. However, it's cheap and people can afford it. Now that I'm a little bit more financial, it does help that I can actually look at what I'm wearing, what I'm using, and the products I'm wearing a little bit more. I do have some wool socks on. Plastic socks are horrible. I had some, well actually no, I had bamboo socks and they were not nice. And the acrylic socks, they're not nice. So if people have got suggestions on how to stop us wearing this stuff and put more wool on, or places where we can buy quality wool clothing, especially if they're thin layered so you can layer up on it. I do prefer to wear a few layers for the fact that it allows me to very quickly adjust my temperature throughout the day. So if people got suggestions on where to go and where to look for stuff, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. She knows I'm coming for a, come on. And that's her daughter behind her, coming down the hill as well. Hey miss. And this, no, not that bucket. That bucket is, there's nothing. Hey, right, here you go. So that one's getting sold. That's the Glen Bray getting sold. So this is Granny. We can see the wool. She's got a very short coat. She only carries a very short coat. She's actually Minty's mum. Have a boy. And she gets a bit of a special treatment. Hey. Hey, that's your granddaughter. That's a granddaughter. That's a daughter. That's a granddaughter. That's a cow poo. That's a cow poo. Good time. So you can see here, one thing I'm trying to do, everybody, is to show my sheep at this time of year. So if the video is released in April, like this one is, this is what my sheep look like in April. This is what their wool looks like. So we can monitor their shedding, and you can see the differences in their condition. Hey, miss. Now, you would not believe me if I said that this sheep here was the wildest, crazy thing when I've got her. She was a little ewe lamb, lovely little ewe lamb actually. I bought 5 of them. She's Glenbray bred. And look at her now. This big guy here, hey, he's about to come out of the gully, come up onto the flats, go behind a wire for the winter. Along with his mate Mr. Red, he's going behind a wire too, of course. These are the deer's friend. So the little deer thinks that it's a cow more than a sheep, thinks sheep are peasants. And so she actually needs to go off and see her boyfriend, which is going to give me a new challenge, having the little thistle, her little stag, running around. Have you finished digging for mice? Good girl. Come on. Right, here's my ewe lambs and my little ram lamb. There we go. He is meant to be wearing a harness. I put a harness on him last week and I went away for the weekend and it fell off. So we're going to fix that. But he was also very busy. Look, proper marking. Proper marking. Miss Fluffy Bum here. Hey, proper marking. These chickens here are going to be leaving. I've given them away. I've already got rid of all the roosters. And here's my other ram lamp. So I've doubled up and he's got the yellow marker on. And this guy here gets the green marker. He's also going out on a free lease when we've finished here. So he's already going to go see another flock of ewes. And we're going to do a selection on these girls soon. Another selection. I've already got a selection out the back paddock. It's my chicken sheep. Hey, come on then. One of the reasons I chose him is he's got a lovely nature. He's got really good feet, and I was just covering his chest, his brisket with green rattle, but a proper harness works better. I have found another supplier of hogget harnesses.
Oh, okay.
So this is a modified big harness. And but it's doing the job. All right, if you pass me some pellets, we'll give them a little reward for being a good boy, letting me put that harness on them. And I'll get mugged from everybody. Here, buddy. Here we go. Here we go, buddy. Good boy. All right, we'll go get the other one. All right. Hey, buddy. This is Jack. Jack isn't quite as friendly. And he needs a new marker as well. Again, he's pretty good. He's got good feet. Hey, you do well. And you're out there getting the job done. There's plenty of yellow markings, little boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good lad. Okay, I'm done. You got some pellets there? Pass some pellets. What's with that dirty back end? Hey, what's with that?
Well, the ram hasn't been there. So I haven't even heard that. See, she hasn't been marked, has she?
She hasn't been marked.
I wonder why. Would you go play for that?
It's she's actually very young as well. So, and she's out of a hogget, so they are less likely to be sexually mature.
Right.
But I don't think she's going to last. Here, my pain, my resident fence crawler, eh? You're going to be tasty because you get chicken pellets. Right. Hey, buddy. Here you go, roast. These are my store lambs. What is with that back end, boy? You're ready for colour testing, eh? The little ewe lambs. Oh, you little ewe lamb? No. Come on, little ewe lambs. Come on, girls. Come on. Come on. So that one there, that's the one that had the testicle problem. We took in the van over to the main farm. That was that fella there. That's this fella here. So he will go in the freezer end of the year, sort of September, October, before the new season lambs come on. And these guys, I really should get them in before winter. These bigger guys, I'll go in the freezer. And the little ewe lambs, oh, not that one. That's a weather lamb. But the ewe lambs, they're going to be sold. They've already pre-sold. I've given the woman some photos and some description, and they're leaving. And that'll clear out pretty much a whole mob. There'll be two weather lambs left, two little weather lambs. One of the ones with a really dirty back end. So he's due for a drench. These guys have been set stock in this paddock now for, since I've moved them out of the chicken paddock, so probably about a month. So once they're gone, it'll be locked up, and I'll put the cows over this and clean it up. And I don't put the sheep, I don't put in lamb ewes across the chicken paddock. I keep them away. Right guys, we'll put this down for you, eh? Off to bed. Go on, bitty boys.